Well, Michael, I really dropped the ball on this one. I just realized that I hadn't done that video for you, and what is it, a month later? All right, but anyway, we'll get it done now. Sorry about that. But we're gonna watch a few swings here. Get you going. And then I'll slow it down and break it down for you. But you look good, and I'm hoping you look even better now since it was a month ago that you're working on some of the stuff, but I just want to get this on your eyes so you can have it and start working on the stuff that, if you haven't already, start working on the stuff we want to be needing to working on. But let's go. Like I said, I'm going to let it go here for a second. Probably about 3 swings. So man, you pounded all 3 of those balls, but it could be better. So in our stance, I like it. I think this hip is way too far away from this foot. So I suggest we start back a little bit more, somewhere in here. So then when you load, you're only having to go very minimal, just back to that stacked position on our back leg. But anyway, not bad. But you'll see why here in a minute. So when you come to kick right here, we're getting loaded, which I do think you're doing a great job of. Again, if we were here though, when you pick up, you would stay longer. Meaning you could read the ball better. You could read a slider come out of the hand. You see off speed and recognize just everything better. So that's one thing I want to be working on is positioning there. But the good news is your hip is loaded. That looks great. So we don't need to change that. I'm talking about positioning wise, getting back a little more. So when you're reading the ball, you're here, right there, instead of where you're at, because you'll see how fast you get to that front side or you get out of that load. So you get loaded here, and then by the time you pick up, you're flying forward, right? Which right now at your age, you probably get away with some, but once we get to the pitching, it's real good. Plus 90, sliders, great curveballs. That's where you're gonna struggle at. Now, let's get to where you land. Because of what we just talked about, because you're not quite locked into that position, stacked, you land slightly forward, leaped. Hold on, let me clear that. Leaped. So that's gonna be a weaker, right? Now your saving grace is your hands are still back. Now what I don't like upstairs is all this tightness. So we want that front elbow bent. Back elbow I'm probably good with right there. Just make sure it's relaxed. And that was the whole thing we were talking about the first time I met you, where we don't grip till we rip. You look like you're gripping right there, don't it? And so your swing's gonna be a little longer than we want it to be. Okay? Easy fixes though. So we don't want to be collapsed here. Where we want you to land, let's go back. So I want to get to that locked in position right here. And then when you land, you're going to be there. So that would be your centered position, your true launch position. So from that position right there, Michael, all you're going to have to do is make a right turn with that and flip those hands out with that knob. Don't grip to your rib, just react with your hands. That's going to make hitting easy for you. But since you land here, collapsed, you have now a hole in your swing. 90 plus in, slow and away. So that's what we create holes with, is by those by our timing mechanism not being as clean as we want it. Okay, it's not actually your swing; it's the actual timing mechanism. So now let's go to your swing. I like it, man. Got a little tight at the end because you saw your beat, but you got a good swing. You got a really good swing. But it can be better, man, just by cleaning up what we're talking about. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's watch this one in slow motion. You're gonna get loaded here. Pick up. Again, man, we're talking little things with you, tiny little adjustments, but it's gonna make a huge difference in your power and just your timing ability, really. Yeah, but we need to get taller. We need to get here. And when I say taller, I mean our hip needs to get there, stacked on our back leg. Good swing, though. Now, let's go back to that one. That's a good swing. So, again, I'm just going to be making sure you understand. My suggestion is you start with your back hip a little further back so you're closer to this back foot. And then when you load, you got to get right on top of that. So you see, you got a little room to go. Not bad, though, man. Okay? Upstairs, that's even better than the one before. It's a little bent, but I want it even more bent. Okay? All right, let's see what you do when you kick. You're still going forward. Now, again, that's not a killer, man. That you're still going to be okay right there. But what we want is that little bit of balance right there. So when you pick up that foot, you have balance to read, and then we come down in just a better position. So instead of that slightly collapsed and arm barred out, we're going to land there, centered. And you see, if you land there, your arm's already better. But since you land there, look how much more arm barred it gets. It all goes together, man. But what I'm seeing here on video is yours is all minor adjustments. Make sure you understand that. Not changing anything, changing positions, and maybe, not positions, getting back in your position a little bit more and getting our arms where they're more relaxed. Other than that, man, I don't want you thinking. I don't want you over worried about anything. Now, to the ball right there, that was really good. Firing that hip, it's leading. You got good separation right there. What I mean by that, the hip is leading and the hands are separating, so the hands are going to be lagging behind that. What I want is that bent so they're quicker. But I'm critiquing you hard in super slow motion, so remember that. If I'm looking at this in fast motion, it looks pretty dang good. Really good there, though. That's money. All right, so make sure you understand. I'm loving this. But it could be quicker if that's more relaxed. If we're more centered, you're going to have more power on that ball. That ball's probably a home run if you're in your launch position there, as good as you hit that. Good job, though, man. Good finish. That looks good. All right, let's go to maybe one more swing or two. Man, again, sorry about taking so long on this. I totally forgot, man. All right. And you're consistent. You're doing the same thing every time, so that's good. It's pretty much effortless on your kick because you're loaded. You're completely loaded. The only thing, again, is if we were just stacked a little bit more right there, man. Just a hair more. Oh, and keep that elbow like that. Keep it like that all the way through. Don't get tight right there. Don't get tight. Don't get tight. Keeping that elbow bent. And I always thought of the handle as a feather. Don't ruffle the feather. George Brett, an old Hall of Famer, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he talks about the handle when in his hands. How I say don't ruffle the feather, he talks about his handle as a toothpaste dispenser. And if he gripped too early, he would squeeze all the toothpaste out. So it's going to be something like that in your mind to get you to relax, man. It's you have an imagination. But we shouldn't be gripping until about right there. So that hip's going to get going, and then the grip is going to happen about right there. And that's when that hands will just snap out. And dude, again, I think this looks great, but I'm just saying it could be better, okay? All right, let's go to another swing. Well, you're close. You're close. See that by that not getting in that locked in position where we want to be, it got you on that ball fast, didn't it? And then it's real easy to get tight there. And if you see at the last second, you get tight right there. I got a little tight on you because you thought you were beat. Not bad though, man. You look good. The swing's good. All right. I'm gonna break down one more swing for you to make sure you understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't understand any of this, if anything's confusing, get my phone number from your mom, and text me or call me, whatever, man. But I'm here for you. All right. So again, what I love about all this, what you're doing right, is you're loaded. So before your foot is coming off the ground, your hip is in there loaded. So I love it. Your hands are loaded. Again, the only thing I'm wanting to get a little better and clean up is being back a little bit more and being a little more bent there and relaxed. Okay? That's it. That's it. And so then, where you're reading the ball from, you're reading it from there, correct? I want you reading it from here. All that staying bent. So then when you land, I want all that staying in there closed. And instead of being collapsed, you're gonna be here landing. So your foot would be on the ground there. That's your centered position. That's where we want to be, and that's our launch position. So if you just take that nice right turn and flip your hands through with the reaction, you're gonna be a power hitter one day because you're big and strong. So you see the difference. If I landed here compared to here. So we're talking inches, man. Not even that, centimeters, man. So you're right there. I can't wait to see you again, see if we can clean all this up, because I'm feeling really good about that swing. All right, go one more without me breaking it down, just to look at yourself in slow motion. So just a little further back, reading that ball a little better, landing in a launch position, getting that beautiful swing out though, man. That's a great job. All right, brother. Again, I apologize for taking a year to get this to you, but my summer schedule, I'm screwed up. So hope y'all are doing well. When you get back in town, let me know, and we'll get to hitting. Looks good, man. So remember, I'm critiquing you in super slow motion. So that's the only, if I watched you just in fast motion, I was actually going, dang, that looks good. That looks really good. But when I broke it down is when I can see the little things. So just understand that, okay? You look really good, but it could be better. All right, brother. Thanks.